And welcome back to part 5 of What If Deku Was a Saiyan. I got cut off in the last one, but I was at pretty much more or less where I was going to end anywhere. I was considering going a little further into the villains attacking the heroes while they're training arc, but there was someone at the door, and I figured, it's a good place to end it. So that's what we're catching up here. They're all going for their training, and it starts off obviously with the Pussycat Doll. Is it called the Pussycat Dolls? I think that's what they're called. Starts out with their training and getting attacked by the Earth monsters. Obviously, Deku can handle these things no problem. All the other characters who are dealing with them without difficulty, handling them no problem. So that's not a big deal. Also, I think Koda still tags him in the balls. Like, I don't think there's any reason that Goku, like, I was going to say Goku, Deku doesn't think anything. He just thinks he's a kid. He's not sensing danger with him. And then, boom! Ah! So, yeah, I mean, even Goku and Vegeta, I mean, when they got kicked in the dick, he keeps kicking me in the dick. Why does he keep kicking me in the dick? He kicked me in the dick. Why did he kick me in the dick? Not so funny now, is it, Kakarot? But, yeah, I mean, legit, they've got the same anatomical structure as a normal human male. It would hurt to get kicked in the nads. Any shot to the balls is gonna make him go punk. So really, what this is coming down to is everyone training. Now, what would Deku's training be? However, pushing one for all as far as he can. I mean, right now he's pushing 20%, and then trying to recover from that. Problem is, they don't have Recovery Girl there, so they're not going to be able to do any sort of instant recovery, unlike when they're at UA. So they got to be a bit more careful. Deku also recognizes this. He also wonders if he could try and master Ozaru, but the problem with mastering Ozaru is he needs someone of equal or comparable power or greater power to rein him in if he were to go awry. When him and his mom would do it occasionally, his mom was still stronger than him, and that's why it was easier for him to train with it. So right now, I think he's still stuck at, that's the bad guy, go punch the bad guy. Good guy! He hulks. That's what he does. He hulks. But another thing Deku could be trying to do is maximizing his ki output, especially with the utilization of One for All. Just, powering up, just boom, boom, energy blast. See how much he can conserve energy. He has no idea about Super Saiyan right now, and it's going to stay that way for the time being. So Goku. So I was gonna say Goku again. So things progress as normal. Baku's obviously doing his training. So is Shoto. Like everyone's training the way they're training, and then the attack happens. The attack on the students, and obviously Muscular finds Koda. Hey kid, wait a minute, I remember you. Yeah. Oh wait a minute, I know your parents. I killed them. And obviously he's about to kill Koda, but I keep saying Goku. Deku goes, flies in, swoops in, grabs him. You're a quick one, huh? You must be one of those UA students. Great. Great. I finally get to kill something. And so, Koda, I need you to get out of here now. What are you going to do? We can't, you can't find him on your own. Oh, don't worry, Koda. That's not the plan. You're not going anywhere. Jumps up in the air because Muscular, while not super fast, is shockingly fast for his size. But more to the point, his muscles can basically just cause him to like spring up and just, reach extremely high heights. So he nearly catches Deku. And Deku, Koda, run! And Deku just powers up. And Muscular does know that this kid's pretty strong. Unfortunately, you're not strong enough. Deku then pulls up the 20% One for All and just starts pushing him. Like, what's that? Sorry, kid. And catches him in the muscles. Oh crap! But you're not going anywhere. Then he blasts him in the face. Son of a! Smacks Deku around. All right, try this. 20% One for All. 20%. Powering up. You want to try? Take me on, fine. I will not let you hurt Koda. You're mine. Kame, hame. Blast him. And it's basically like a Broly situation. It's not like it's not like Broly where he just literally negs a point blank Kamehameha in the movie, the original Broly movie. But it is one of those things where it's like, it's like just, you know what? Better example. It's like that scene, if you ever watched X-Men Evolution, where Cyclops takes off his visor and literally unloads on Juggernaut. That's what it's like. And Juggernaut's just like, meanwhile, Muscular's just like, son of a, yeah. I think I did this earlier with the Nomu just a little bit, but this is more like, you little, and finally just, and just, and Deku's kind of like now effed up. What the hell? How strong is this guy? Meanwhile, the Muscular ain't looking too hot. You're seeing like his muscles are actually burns. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy. He just takes out the eye. I'm gonna enjoy killing you. No choice. 100%. And they just clash with each other. Boom! There's just an explosion, and Koda just says, like, "What the hell?" It's just, Deku's just, his arms just, crap. But Muscular's also like, because again, Deku was just naturally stronger than a human, and he's had time to get stronger, all that. So you add his, like, enhancing his body with any sort of key ability he has, plus one for all at 100%, and even Muscular's arm is, the brat broke my arm. You're awesome, kid. Crap. But I think you only got one arm left. You think you can manage another one? Crap. Just tries it again. Only he's, even with 1%, 100% one for all, he is tired as hell. Just, it's like, it's over, kid. You're finished. And just, sorry, Koda. It's like, I can't. I'm sorry. And all of a sudden he gets that little bing. It's like, you just gonna sit there and do nothing? Like, just getting the voices in his head, like a pass on for all users, but all my say, that's the making of a true hero, protecting others, and just thinks, it's like, Koda. It's like, what? I won't let you hurt Koda. I won't let you hurt anyone. Kame. And then he gets the wait with one hand. Hame. One for 101,000,000%, which we know wasn't really 1,000,000%. He was just surpassing his boundaries. Just boom, and literally just blasts him straight into the mountain. And so Deku comes out victorious, but man, he's still effed up in this. Granted, he's gonna get a nice Zenkai out of this, and really increase his limit on one for all. We'll get to that when we get to that. Meanwhile, he could still fly amazingly. He's got Koda on his back, and Aizawa sees that you had to use your quirk. He thought he was going to kill Koda. I had no choice. I understand. All right, you have permission to use your quirks. He's like, yeah, finally! And unfortunately, Bakugo would still get caught. Toga thinks that, oh my god, you're so bloody, you're so cute, handsome. But, nothing comes of it. Deku's arms get healed up. His max limit to one for all, I think, would go all the way to like 30% here. Now he's also throwing gusts of air out, all that when he punches. And this is also a very key moment. Now we'll skip the whole All Might versus one All for One fight again, because it's irrelevant to the story here. Like, it would happen the same. We'd catch up after the fact. All Might still would give up his quirk. Deku feels bad about it. And so he begins training again. But the minute he tries to use one for all again, using like a gust of air he figured out he can use or whatever, that's when Black Whip activates. And this is important because he's now activating his other quirks far sooner than when he did in the original, because it was around the 15-20% that Black Whip started to activate. They even said they've been brewing up. They're going to be stronger than before. It's like, you've hit a certain threat, you can now handle or start to access our power. I can't remember exactly what it was, but point being, it would be probably the time that Black Whip would activate. So Deku's like, what the hell was that? And he explains, talks to All Might about it, about how, what happened. That was the last user, or was it fourth? Is Bancho the fourth? Okay, I gotta do this in reverse. Deku's the ninth, All Might's the eighth, Nana. I want to say Bancho was the sixth or fifth. Seventh. He was the fifth. I want to say he was the fifth. Because I believe his name is just N, the one with the quirk smokescreen. He was the sixth, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that though. Either way, it's one of the two. Either way, he explains it, and Midoriya now because Midoriya is a Saiyan and knows about how to focus ki, focus energy. He is more likely to be able to get a hold of Black Whip a lot easier. I don't think he gains control of it before the provisional license exam, but I think he's already trying to kind of work on it. So he ultimately, um, he's still working on it. But now they're working on signature moves, which Deku already has one. In fact, technically he has a couple signature moves. And I mean, Goku, I keep saying Goku, but he's just now trying to work on these. Meanwhile, Bakugo, again, is just living in pure spite. That's ultimately what he's doing of Deku. Like, he's still very self-centered. Like, he's actually probably worse here than he was originally. But, again, All Might ultimately... All Might ultimately, giving up, losing his powers. He's still gonna blame himself for it. He's still gonna probably be resentful on some level to himself and Midoriya. So what we ultimately get here would be a Bakugo who's really not in a good place right now. Because Midoriya just keeps overwhelmed or just jumping him at every turn in terms of the goal they're trying to reach. You would eventually get the provisional licensing exam, and here Deku actually shines because his Saiyan heritage and training, even Toga, I don't think is going to be able to catch him off guard that easy. He's got that battle instinct that less Saiyans have. So maybe one ball gets through. Like he wasn't able to detect it at first, but then Kame Toga, if you will. Cam Toga? Tammy Koga Cam Toga. The Kame Toga. Then just dodges and just grabs like, sorry, but I can't afford to have you, I can't afford to be taken out right now. And then so boom, he ends up, basically knocking you around. It's like, oh, but I wanted to say and talk to you longer. And they avoid whatever. And honestly, in the the rescue part of the test, Deku probably is a lot more. His abilities allow him to be a lot more versatile here. He can actually fly. He can help people. He can grab people. He can lift things a lot more. He still hasn't gotten Black Whip down. Otherwise, that'd be useful too. And then when he comes in to kind of break up the whole Shoto, and again, I can never remember the guy who uses the gale, the wind quirk. Which it was, by the way, which is an underrated quirk. I keep saying this, under freaking rated quirk. I think it's the only wind quirk we ever actually see. And he's got this badass, mech armor, edgelord gauntlets. Dude, the character's also kind of like a weird version of Might Guy. Might Guy because of the whole the over positive attitude, and I can't think of who else he reminds me of. He reminds me of someone else though. Anyway, so when Deku comes and kind of breaks that up, he slammed in the Gang Orca originally. Here he does that even without One for All, and unlike before, he barely cracked Gang Orca's restraint armor. Here Gang Orca I think actually budges. Not just budgets. It's not like it's more like and actually goes sliding a couple feet. It's like the kid's strong, but unfortunately the test gets called, and so ultimately, Deku would pass, Bakugo would fail, and here is the big thing: Bakugo doesn't know that Deku has One for All. He doesn't know that he got he got a quirk from All Might. He doesn't know that. But what he does know is, what he does know is that Deku has been usurping him. Let's call it that. Like, has just been ahead of him at every step of their careers, if you will. And he also has noticed too. I'm certain he has noticed that All Might has had kind of like a special interest in Midoriya, and so he kind of calls out Midoriya in that night. Now it's not the same here about like talking about that borrowed quirk or whatever. It's more that he's noticed something about Midoriya. You were always you were always strong, Midoriya. Like he actually, I think he can even say, I'll say this. I've underestimated you, Midoriya. I always thought you were a worthless little ape, but you proved me wrong. You proved me wrong to the point where even All Might's taken interest in you. And Midoriya's like, well, wait a minute. It's like, so tell me, is there something special between the two of you? Did he help you out? Did he help you with training? What was it, Midoriya? How'd you get so strong? And then, he attacks Midoriya. And Midoriya here, again, he is stronger than him. He outbeat him outright in the tournament. So it's standing to reason that even though they both have gotten stronger, Midoriya is still actually pretty far ahead of him. And Midoriya doesn't even have to use one for all here. He's just, it's like, come on, Bakugo, stop it. We don't have to, why? And then eventually Bakugo breaks out, why was it my fault that he lost it? It's my fault. That he lost his powers. I'm the one who destroyed the symbol of peace. And so, Midoriya's like, fine, you want to do this? Let's do this. Midoriya, Bakugo, and they just, go at it. Ultimately, with them, Bakugo getting a couple good hits in, like still, his quirk is dangerous. It's a really good quirk. And because it's explosions, it's not like a solid energy beam. Like I said, Midoriya's is a bit more like can be like more like pinpoint and accurate and be powerful. And overall is probably stronger in the long run than something like Bakugo's quirk. But when you use an explosion like that, it's like fragmentation almost with like the type of explosion it is. I would say. So I'd say that Midoriya still gets kind of jacked a little bit, but nothing serious. And basically, when it comes in, it's like, I'm not going to lose. He just boom, he comes in, smacks into Midoriya, who just on instinct turns again, just boom, puts him into the ground. And it's like, damn it all. I guess it really was wrong. No, you're not any more wrong than I am, Bakugo. Knock it off. Just cut this crap. You've been told you're the best ever since we were kids. But the problem with being the best, problem with thinking you're the best is that you don't know anything until you actually experience the world. There's always going to be someone better out there, no matter what. There wasn't for. What about All Might? Was there someone better than All Might? Do you mean better or stronger? And those are two different things, Bakugo. You know it. And that's where All Might shows up. It's like, he's right. Calm down, young Bakugo. I didn't lose my powers for nothing. I didn't give them up willy-nilly. I made a choice. And you're a clever kid, Bakugo. You figured out me and Midoriya have some sort of unique relationship with each other. So what is it? Is it your illegitimate son or something? What? He's like, I needed someone who I felt embodied the spirit of a hero. I needed someone who could carry that torch to fight the next fight. Oh, I could have done it. It could have been me. And it's like, you're strong, Bakugo, and I see the potential of a great hero in you. But it wasn't you. These were the aspects that make you great are not the aspects I was. And it's the perfect way to kind of circumvent the whole reason in the original manga, where he says, because you could already fight on your own, young Midoriya needed help. Instead, it's more like and he's not belittling who Bakugo is in this moment. He's not taking for granted that you are strong. You will make a fantastic hero. Your qualities just weren't what I was looking for a successor. And I think that's a perfect way for All Might to kind of help soothe it a little bit. And so Midoriya at the time, yes, Midoriya at the time was. Although there were a couple other candidates, but eventually I saw Midoriya was the one I felt was the right one to carry the torch. But make no mistake, you two will need each other down the road. You two are not each other's greatest weaknesses or greatest obstacles. You two are each other's greatest strength. Must be able to stand tall on his own, but they must also know when they need help to stand firm. You know, something along those lines. Basically, I think I brought this up earlier. It's basically the kind of concept of a hero must basically, a hero should be able to stand on their own, absolutely, but a hero must also be able to accept when they need their limitations are met, and they can either surpass those limitations or have people there to aid them when they can't surpass them anymore, when they've reached their limit. And so, Bakugo is doesn't like it, but he accepts it, and obviously Aizawa comes, punishes them. Let's see, at the 20-minute mark, we can go about 5 minutes more. We can go into the overhaul arc real quick. So, and again, Midoriya probably keeps training with One for All. He probably keeps extending his level by 1% when he's not pushing himself to the breaking point. So, we have the fight with Mirio, or the Class 1A's fight with Mirio. And remember, neither Shoto nor Bakugo participated in that fight. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. And so Midoriya is just like, well, this guy's quick, and then he just sees Mirio pop out of the ground, and he blasts, or he tries to throw a punch, but it's to no avail. And Mirio comes in, and Midoriya is like, crap, I can't dodge, and he's going through me, which means, because Midoriya is a Saiyan, he's got better battle IQ, technically natural battle IQ, just inherently he's made for battle. So when Mirio comes in, power! He actually counters with a punch. What? And everyone, even Nidori, and I can never remember Sun Eater's real name. Whatever. Those two. And even everyone in Class 1A who's getting their ass kicked. And Mirio was just like, he countered my punch. And then Midori just actually energy blast before Mirio is able to go fully intangible. So he's got a bit of a burn. He actually caught me off guard. That's awesome. I haven't been able to caught off guard in years. Sweet. Let's go even further. And so now it's really just a fight between Midoriya and Mirio, with him trying to catch Mirio off guard. Mirio catching Midoriya, and finally landing strikes on Midoriya, but Midoriya can take a hit. Midoriya at this point, he actually has One for All up at 15%, and so they're actually clashing back, and eventually it kind of ends with both of them kind of just had enough yet? Whenever you have. And they both kind of laugh. That was awesome. And so they have a good time about it. And so, because my battery is low, we'll actually end with him about to meet Night Eye. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.